Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Masons Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined by the head coach of the Hofstra volleyball team, Kristina Hernandez. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you have a reason to be delighted. A good start to the regular season, 4-0, winning the Hofstra A6 Invitational, defeating Providence and Fairleigh Dickinson on Friday, Marist and UC Riverside on Saturday. Before we get to match by match, what were your overall thoughts on the good start?
I think we did a good job coming out on Saturday and playing better than we did on Friday. Friday, we had some different lineups. We tried some different people out in positions, but I wasn't really, I thought that we could have played better on the serving and passing game and what we were doing offensively. So Saturday, they came back and they did a lot of things that we had talked about, made some good adjustments, and I think that it definitely showed.
Now we'll start on Friday in the morning, a 3-0 win over Providence College. A tough first set, 25-22. Were there some first match nerves?
For sure, there was a lot of miscommunication errors on Friday in both matches that we played, and those things we need to work out, and we can't do that until we scrimmage. So we knew that was going to happen. They did a really good job of not forcing a lot of errors on attacking, which help us be able to kind of make those miscommunication errors. So overall, I think they bounced back and didn't get too frantic and did a good job of coming back after those errors.
And then from there, Kelsey Wills setting what was to come the rest of the weekend, 17 kills, 10 digs. On the weekend as a whole, 80 kills and 34 digs. End of last year, could you see that kind of breakout sophomore year coming?
Kelsey definitely has it in her. She puts a lot of pressure on herself to be really good and really expand her game, and she's been really working on that. So she probably wasn't really happy with how she played this weekend. But that's the kind of player she is, and that's what makes her such a special player, especially for us to have on the court. So she definitely showed signs of it over the summer and what we were doing in preseason. We just didn't know what kind of capacity that was going to come to. So she did a great job, and I think that we're going to continue to see great things from her this season.
And another asset, 7 service aces. It seems the evolution of her jump serve has really added another weapon to her repertoire. How has that evolved in her time here?
It's been good. She just started doing that this summer and really working on it. She kind of played with it a little bit last year, and she wasn't too consistent with it, so she wasn't comfortable with it. I know she spent a lot of time over the summer really getting better at that, and it's definitely shown this first weekend.
And then on Friday, one newcomer, Sarah Campolina, a nice debut, as well as sophomore Sonia Bray. Talk about their performances.
Our middles did a really good job this weekend. All three of them, Sonia, Adama, and Sarah, blocking-wise, was really strong for us. They did a really nice job of setting up a really solid block on the pins for us. Sarah is working on getting the offense, and she has some really shining moments there for us. Adama and Sonia have got to get a little more confident with it, but in time I think it will come. It's something that we've been working on in practice.
And then on Friday night, the only set you dropped all weekend, a 3-1 win over Fairleigh Dickinson. After you lost that second set, what did you tell the team?
That we needed to be better, that it wasn't so much about the score, it was just how we were playing. They were getting a little frantic and not coming back from their errors, and that's something that we have been working on a lot and that they've been really strong with during practice, and they weren't playing that way. So we really needed them to get back to that way of playing, and I think they did a good job and responded well.
And another role player stepping up in that match, Jovana Barisic. Talk about how she played.
Jovana did really well in that match. She had, I think, 10 kills, I believe. We're playing with her on the outside and right side, and she's got some really great moments. We've got to clean up her blocking a little bit and her defense on the off block. But, she came in strong and she started that game really well, and I think that once the season goes on, she'll continue to be able to do that for us.
Then we move to Saturday, a straight sets victory over Marist. You mentioned her a little before, Adama Asia. She had 5 blocks and 5 kills in that game. Talk about how she has grown in her time.
She's working a lot during practice. Blocking has never been an issue with her and what she's able to do. I think we want to work on her offense, but she's doing a really good job of turning the block in and getting it back in the court. That was something that she didn't do really well last year, and she's put a lot of time and effort into that, and it definitely showed this weekend. We weren't expecting that much from her, so it's a nice surprise, and I think that she'll be a good player for us, especially in that position.
And then possibly the biggest win of the weekend on Saturday night, a straight sets win over UC Riverside. And what do you think of that win? It was a nice one.
We had some really nice plays in that game, and they were all over the place, covering each other, picking up tips. Our blocking was really strong. Our pin players, Kelsey, Nikki, Kat, they did a really good job of getting some really good blocks. Though UCR is really good at tooling both of their their outside and their right sides. That was something that we had talked about in our scout with them, is that we really needed to be careful with that because they were so good at it. And I think our blocking did a really nice job of making sure that that didn't happen a lot.
And all 3 sets were very close. What does it say about your team that you're able to grind it out, not just 1 or 2 times, but all 3 sets?
It's a nice thing. It was something different that I probably haven't seen from them yet. I was talking to my assistant coaches during the second set, and the team was just really calm, and the score was going back and forth, and they just kept attacking, and that's exactly what we've been wanting them to do. And it showed. They didn't panic, and they made really good plays even after they made errors or got blocks. They came back and they did something better. And I think that was something that really helped us be successful in that match.
Aside from simply the 4-0 record, what were you most content with the weekend?
Them staying calm, enjoying the chaos, the chaotic plays. They've made some really great plays off of out-of-system balls and bad passes, and that's something that's going to make us a lot better. And they did a really great job with that, and that's something that I was really happy to see.
Now you're moving to a new formation this year, a 6-2 with 2 setters out there with Catalina Cherry and Kainoa Okasik. How did that come about, and how do you think it went in the first 4 matches?
Kat's a really great hitter, and she's aggressive. I trust her on the right side. She knows how to score. She's a very smart player, so her being able to hit and get her in the offense and add an extra hitter for us just makes our, a little bit stronger, being able to have another attacker. So we knew Kainoa was really getting better with her setting over the summer. She came in during preseason, proved that she was capable of setting for us. So we just started playing with the idea, and we really like it so far. But when we got in trouble, I think during some points during UCR and Marist, we were able to push Kainoa back and have her pass and still keep Kat setting in the front row. So being able to have both of those options, especially when Kainoa digs and still having a setter in the front row, just gives us more opportunities to have a good set.
And does it take more time to get the timing down with 2 different setters for everyone else?
No, they actually work off well off each other, and they're working on setting the same pace of the set, especially with our outsides, but they're both really smart. They know what kind of hitters they have, and they adjust really well to whether it needs to be higher, faster, or lower.
Now, it seemed every match you had role players stepping up, whether it be Sonia Bray or Karina Delgadillo. Did you expect so many different people to step up throughout the 4 matches?
No, but it's nice. And I've been talking to them about how this is probably a little bit different than last year, where I don't really foresee that our lineup will stay the same, all season. I think we're going to have some people that will be able to come in and step in for us when people are not having great days, and that just makes us a stronger team and something that we're going to really enjoy being able to do.
One veteran, your staple in the back, Kylie Maneha, moving 2nd all-time in digs. Seems that she can go almost unnoticed at times, but what does it mean for the team to have that anchor in the back?
Kylie is a consistent player. We don't worry about her. I don't worry about her getting in a panic. I know she'll make adjustments throughout the game on her own. Her and Karina are working really well off of each other right now and kind of balancing out each other when they're not doing well in the left back or the middle back. They made switches on their own this weekend. Having both of them back there is really comforting on the defensive end. And Kylie, just knowing that if she does have a serve receive error or gets beat on something, I know she's going to be fine on the next play. And having that in a libero and that confidence and that experience just makes us better and able to move on faster.
And naturally being a soft-spoken kind of person, how has she emerged as a leader through the years?
Kylie's always a leader, she's so aggressive during practice. And she wants to win big points, and when we're not doing something up to speed, she is the first one to speak up. And she's been really good about that. She talks a lot in timeouts, especially when she knows that we should be better than what we're doing. So, she does that on her own, and that comes from just her being here for 4 years already and really knowing what she expects and what she wants out of her senior year.
Now, 4 matches this week. You play St. Francis of New York twice, once on Wednesday, once on Saturday. Had good success against them the last couple of years. How do you continue that?
We've got to play the same way that we did on Saturday. We've working on really training well and being at the same level. They did a good job in practice yesterday. So if we can stay strong with our serving and our passing, then we should do it right.
Then the other 2 matches on Friday, Siena, then on Saturday night you have Princeton. Have you seen anything from that?
Siena had a good win over Binghamton this past weekend, so I think that we'll see some different things from them that we did last year, and Princeton's always a tough match. This is their first weekend, so we won't be able to look at anything except from last year, and it's probably not the same team. So we've got to be ready to make adjustments this weekend and see what both teams have.
Now after this week, you go to the Mean Green Invitational and then the Columbia Invitational, some very good teams. So how crucial is it going to be to continue the success from last weekend?
It's important, but we're focused on them training well and playing at the same consistency every match and being calm and producing the same kind of numbers. We stat a lot, and we want to make sure that they're being consistent every day in the gym, and that will translate to what we do in the matches. But we've got to take it one game at a time right now and really focus on every single opponent and not try to get ahead of ourselves.
All right, Head Coach Kristina Hernandez. Coach, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
Hofstra takes on St. Francis of New York on the road tomorrow at 7. You can follow all the information on GoHofstra.com or at Twitter at HofstraPride. I'm Rob Joyce. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to the WB Mason's Coaches Report with Kristina Hernandez.